Hello there, and welcome to the wonderful world of woodworking. Getting started can feel like a lot, but you absolutely can do this. Today we'll walk through 15 basics to build your confidence. Every expert began as a beginner, a few tools, a piece of wood, and a desire to create. Small steps add up: measuring, cutting, sanding, assembling. Think of this as your friendly guide to the essentials. Woodworking connects you to a timeless craft, useful and beautiful. These basics are the building blocks of every project you'll make. We'll cover how wood behaves, how to measure and cut it, and how to join it safely. By the end, you'll have a solid foundation and be ready for your first project. If you want step-by-step plans and classes, resources like plan packs can help you learn faster. Now grab a notebook, relax, and let's get started. First lesson: every expert was once a beginner. Practice, patience, and a little know-how. Make practice cuts on scrap. Hone basic skills before tackling your project. Patience and repetition lead to better work. We'll go one concept at a time with real examples. From warped boards to clean cuts, these basics will keep you out of trouble. And most importantly, it should be fun. Let's start with how wood behaves. It's not inert, it changes with the seasons. Understanding this will help you build things that last. Onward to wood's quirks and how to handle them. If you're enjoying this, pause and jot notes. These tips stack up fast. Plans and diagrams save time. We'll point you to good examples as we go. Next, why boards warp and how to work with movement, not against it. Let's look at what causes warping and what to do about it. Our first big lesson: wood moves. Bring home a flat board and it may twist later. Wood reacts to humidity. It swells when humid and shrinks when dry. This expansion and contraction cycles with the seasons. If you restrain that movement, stresses build and parts can crack. The result can be ruined projects and frustrated woodworkers, but we can manage it with design and hardware. Don't screw a tabletop rigidly to its base. Allow room to move. Use Z-clips or figure-8 fasteners to hold the top while letting it slide. Their slots let the panel expand and contract without stress. Another trick: finish every surface, top, bottom, and edges, to slow moisture exchange. A sealed piece is far more predictable through humidity swings. Sealing both faces helps the board stay flat and stable. Next, hardwoods versus softwoods. They behave differently and have different uses. Softwoods like pine grow fast, are cheaper, and often knotty. Hardwoods like oak, maple, and walnut grow slower, are denser, and better for furniture. Within hardwoods, open-grain woods have visible pores, closed-grain woods are smooth. Open-grain species can trap moisture, not ideal for cutting boards. Choose closed-grain woods like maple, cherry, or walnut for food contact items. Store lumber flat, check moisture content, and design joinery to allow movement. A moisture meter helps you choose and prep wood for your shop conditions. Use hardware and proper finishing to avoid surprises later. Next up, understanding lumber sizes and board feet so your buying and planning is accurate. Let's go shopping, but with the right expectations. Onward to the math and the rules that save wood and money. Spoiler: a 2x4 isn't really 2x4. Let's explain why. Here's a confusing first lesson. A 2x4 is actually 1.5 by 3.5 inches. Nominal sizes reflect the rough sawn dimensions before planing. After drying and planing, the actual dimensions are smaller. Remember that when you plan cuts. A 1x is typically 3/4 of an inch thick. A 2x8 is actually 7.25 inches wide. Always use actual dimensions in plans. When in doubt, measure the board you have, not just the label. At the lumberyard, hardwoods are sold by board foot, a volume measurement. One board foot is 12 by 12 by 1 inch. That's the unit. Multiply inches length x width x thickness and divide by 144 to get board feet. For example, 36 by 8 by 1 inches is 288 divided by 144, 2 board feet. This helps you estimate material cost before you buy. It's a small bit of math that saves waste and money. Classic advice: measure twice, cut once. Make a pencil mark, draw a line with a square, then measure to that line again. It only takes a few extra seconds to avoid costly mistakes. Remember the kerf. The blade removes material width when cutting. If you place the blade centered on your line, you'll come up short by half the kerf. Mark the waist side with an X and align the blade to the waist to get exact length. Always buy a little extra stock to allow for mistakes and defects. Check boards for warps, checks, and knots before purchase. Store lumber flat and acclimate it to your shop for a few days. With measurement basics covered, let's make sure you stay safe in the shop. Safety matters. It's the most important foundation of your skills. Next, personal prep and tool-specific safety rules. Don't skip this. Good habits protect your hands, eyes, and ears. Before any cut, tie back hair, roll sleeves, and remove jewelry. Small steps prevent big accidents. Avoid gloves near spinning blade tools. They can grab and pull you in. Power tools are loud. Wear hearing protection like foam plugs or earmuffs. Sawdust is invisible and dangerous. Wear a dust mask or P100 respirator for extended work. Over time, fine dust harms lungs. Protect yourself now. Always wear safety glasses. A small chip can cause big damage. Make it a habit. Put on eye protection before you switch a tool on. Keep first aid in a clean, tidy shop. Reduce hazards at the source. The table saw is invaluable, but demands respect. Use guards and the riving knife. Never cross-cut a long, narrow piece against the rip fence. It can twist and kick back. Use a miter gauge or cross-cut sled for safe crosscuts. Keep your hands clear with push sticks and push blocks, especially in the final inches. Clamp or hold pieces firmly for miter saw crosscuts. Let the tool do the work. Always wait for the blade to stop spinning before lifting it back up. Your most important safety tool is your brain. If something feels unsafe, stop. Don't work while tired or distracted. Read your manuals and learn tool-specific safety features. If a cut feels sketchy, rethink your approach. There's always a safer way. Protect yourself so you can enjoy woodworking for years. Next, the two main types of cuts and the blades for them. Rip cuts, cross cuts, and blade choices. Coming up. Pick the right blade and your cuts get cleaner and safer. Let's break those down step by step. Understand the cut and choose the blade. It's that simple. There are two main cuts, a rip cut and a cross cut. A rip cut runs lengthwise, parallel to the grain. A cross cut slices across the grain to shorten a board. Think of grain like a bundle of straws. Ripping follows the straws, cross cut chops them. Different demands require different blade geometry. Let's look at blade types. A ripping blade has fewer aggressive teeth and deep gullets to clear chips. It powers through along the grain quickly. A cross-cut blade has many small teeth to slice cleanly across fibers. Most hobbyists keep a combination blade installed. It handles both tasks well. A good combo blade gives decent rip and cross-cut results without constant swapping. It's a great all-rounder for a beginner shop. Technique matters. Keep the board tight to the fence during a rip cut. Use push sticks and blocks to keep hands safe in the last inches. For cross-cuts, clamp the work and bring the blade down smoothly. Wait for the blade to stop before lifting it up or reaching under the saw. These habits give cleaner, safer, and more accurate cuts every time. Keep a small selection of blades for the tasks you do most. Now that you can cut accurately, let's look at joining wood. Butt joints, reinforcements, and better joinery. Some joints are weaker than others. Know when glue is enough and when you need fasteners. Up next, make strong joints and tame the router. Rip for lengthwise cuts, cross for end cuts, combo for general use. Store blades safely and change them with caution. Let's strengthen joints and demystify the router next. Pocket screws, dowels, biscuits. Choose the right reinforcement for the job. A butt joint is the simplest joint, but also one of the weakest. End grain soaks glue like a bundle of straws and doesn't form a strong bond. Glue alone won't cut it for end-to-face joints. Use reinforcement. Reinforce butt joints with pocket screws, dowels, or biscuits. Pocket screws are fast and beginner-friendly for frames and cabinet faces. Dowels and biscuits help align parts and add strength. As you advance, learn finger joints and dovetails. They're beautiful and strong. Dovetails lock mechanically and are a sign of craftsmanship. For beginners, combine glue with simple mechanical fasteners for reliable results. Next, the router. Versatile but intimidating if used the wrong way. On a handheld router, the bit spins clockwise. Always feed against the bit's rotation to maintain control. On outside edges, move the router counterclockwise around the piece. For inside edges, reverse and root clockwise to still feed against the bit. Routing with the spin causes climb out and tear out. Respect feed direction. Practice routing on scrap and finish relief cuts in multiple light passes. Follow the rule and the router becomes one of your favorite tools. Respect the tool and it rewards you with beautiful detail. When using screws, always drill pilot holes, especially near ends. Use a countersink so screws sit flush for a clean look. Countersinks and pilot holes prevent splits and give a professional finish. Prevent drilling too deep by wrapping painter's tape on the bit as a depth flag. When the tape edge hits, stop drilling. Consistent depths every time. Simple tricks make your work look intentional and precise. With joinery and routing sorted, the finish phase begins. And sanding is the step that separates good from great. We're at the finish line. Sanding matters more than you might think. A proper sanding job makes your finish look and feel 100 times better. Be thorough and methodical. Don't rush the grits. Never increase grit by more than 50% at a time. Start coarse. 80 grit to remove machine marks. Move to 120, then 180, then 220. Each step removes scratches from the last. Inspect under good light and only move on when the previous grit scratches are gone. For most projects, stop at 220 before applying finish. Apply finish evenly, and don't forget hidden faces and undersides. Fill countersunk holes or use plugs for a seamless look. For kitchen items, choose closed-grain hardwood and finish for food-safe results. A final rub brings out the depth of the wood. Pilot holes, depth flags, and countersinks are small actions with big impact. Sanding thoroughly is non-negotiable for a professional finish. Take pride in the small details. They add up. Now go make something awesome. Start small and build from there. Your first project will lead to the second, the third, and beyond. Every detail you learn compounds into better work. If you want over-the-shoulder plans and templates, check out structured plan packs and video classes. Keep notes, practice deliberately, and return to basics when something goes wrong. Make sawdust, make mistakes, and learn from them. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more practical woodworking tips and projects. Share your questions below and tell us what basics you want to see next. Now get back to the shop and go make something you're proud of.